Marquez against Michael Katsidis, and you see the 7-year age advantage for Katsidis. Marquez trying to continue to be great at age 37. It's not easy to do. Half-inch height advantage for the Australian fighter. They are equal in arm length measured from the armpit to the end of the fist. Always the ultimate professional. Marquez was 1 pound under at the weigh-in yesterday. Katsidis was right at 135. Interestingly, overnight, Marquez goes up 11 pounds to 145. Katsidis will be a pound lighter in the ring at 144. Most of the pre-fight publicity for Michael Katsidis in this country has focused on the death of his older brother Staffy, an Australian jockey who was found dead suddenly a little bit more than a month ago. There's the sunburst tattoo on the back of Katsidis' body, which has defined much of his career. Larry, this was his first chance to win the lightweight crown against Joel Casamayor more than 2 years ago.
He was winning the fight late and got reckless, almost ended it, came in with his fists blazing and his head hanging high, and the veteran Casamayor finished him.
So Casamayor held on to the lightweight crown at that time by getting rid of Katsidis after Katsidis had knocked him through the ropes. Later, Marquez knocked Casamayor out to take the crown. Meanwhile, Katsidis went to Houston to fight Juan Diaz. And this was a case of two brawlers trying to box, and Diaz boxed better, Emmanuel.
Well, I think at that time Diaz was at his peak, and I think since then, Katsidis has improved and Diaz has declined. If they would fight today, I would pick Katsidis.
Ladies and
Katsidis,
gentlemen,
who's originally from
let's get this
Toowoomba,
party
Australia.
started. Coming to the ring, the challenger, Michael Katsidis the Great.
Katsidis now lives and trains a lot of the time in Thailand. He's also lived part of the time in Los Angeles. And it appears it's been a long time since he's lived full-time in Australia.
And as you can see from his getup and also from the starburst on his back, very proud, he says, of his Greek heritage. He's been asked a lot about the death of his brother and how that has impacted him. He said it elevated him in some way, and he used the most moving words, Jim. Quoting him, "I've lost my closest friend, my inspiration in life. He is inside me. We fight together. We live our lives through each other."
They were apparently very close. At least that's what's been reported. And clearly Katsidis extremely emotional about this fight in the wake of his brother's death. He did not even leave his training camp in Thailand to go to his brother's funeral. Some fans don't remember seeing anything out of Marquez since his thudding loss to Floyd Mayweather in September of '09. And this was a fight in which Emmanuel Stewart, he was thoroughly beaten by a larger man.
Yes, you know, first of all, I never, when they announced the fight, honestly, I never took it to be a serious fight. Floyd Mayweather is superbly talented, and then given the natural weight difference in size, Mayweather's a true welterweight. And as I said, was fighting really a small lightweight.
That fight was over when the contract was signed.
And then Marquez went right back to his business in the lightweight division, taking a rematch against the guy he beat in 2009's Fight of the Year, Juan Diaz, and once again, he outboxed Diaz. The first time, he knocked him out in a firefight. This time, he out-techniqued him in a technique match.
Very, very exciting fight.
And led some people to say he's not what he was.
Y ahora, damas y caballeros, Juan Manuel, Dinamita Marquez.
And therein, Larry, perhaps lies Katsidis' biggest hope, that Marquez is indeed not what he once was.
He's made a remarkable transition from his early days when he was really a safety first and safety second fighter. It would be hard to imagine him becoming the tough boxer puncher that he has become.
And if the #1 marriage of fighter and trainer in the sport at this moment, Emmanuel, is Manny Pacquiao and Freddie Roach, then a close #2 would be Marquez and Nacho Beristain.
Nacho Beristain is not only, famous for Marquez, but also, in my mind, one of the greatest trainers of all time. When you look at Ricardo Lopez and all of the fighters that he's trained, and all of his fighters are fundamentally very sound, very good balance. A lot the opposite of what this regular Mexican image is of fighters. Very, very good trainer.
Great trainer, maybe not so great as a manager. He once advised Marquez to go to Indonesia and fight Chris John rather than to take $750,000 to fight Manny Pacquiao a third time. That was not a wise choice. But Marquez has survived all that. He's the champ. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, Golden Boy Promotions, in association with Marquez Boxing Promotions, are proud to present the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the Ring Magazine WBA, WBO Lightweight Championship of the World. Sponsored by Tecate, Cerveza con Carácter, Dual Tools, Guaranteed Tough, and sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Bill Brady, Executive Director Keith Kaiser. WBA President Gilberto Mendoza Sr., WBO President Francisco Paco Barcarcel. At ringside, the 3 judges scoring this bout, should it go the distance: Adelaide Bird, Ted Gimsa, and Robert Hoyle. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, referee Kenny Bayless. And now, for the thousands in attendance here at the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, and the millions watching around the world on HBO. Damas y caballeros, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with gold, official weight 135 pounds. His professional record, 27 victories, including 22 knockouts, only 2 defeats. From the land down under, Toowoomba, Australia, the challenger, and WBO interim world champion, Michael Katsidis the Great. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing black with gold, officially weighing 134 pounds. His professional record, 51 victories, including 37 knockouts, with 5 defeats and 1 draw. De Ciudad de Mexico, the future Hall of Famer, and 5-time 3-division world champion, reigning, defending, Ring Magazine, WBA, WBO lightweight champion of the world, Juan Manuel Dinamita Marquez.
Okay, trunks are okay on both sides. If a punch lands on the belt, I'm going to consider it a clean punch. Now, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want you to keep it clean, protect yourself, and what I say you must obey. Good luck. Touch him up. Buenos suerte.
Let's go. Katsidis told us that in his Greek religion, on the 40th day after a death, there's a celebration. This is the 40th day since his brother died.
Begins. When first we saw Katsidis on these shores, he was an all-out bomber. He's learned a lot since then, but can he bomb again? His knockout of Kevin Mitchell in preparation for this fight showed the old explosiveness. The old explosiveness is what Katsidis needs tonight. Good jab by Katsidis on the chin. Good left hook by Marquez. Right on the chin of Katsidis. Yesterday, I asked Juan Manuel Marquez, do you think Katsidis might be the biggest puncher you've faced? Marquez answer, I don't plan to test that theory. I don't plan to know.
Well, Pacquiao had him down 4 times, so I guess that qualifies him as the biggest puncher he's faced.
3 times in the first fight, 1 time in the second fight. Had it not been for the knockouts, or excuse me, the knockdowns, Marquez might have 2 wins over Manny Pacquiao on his dossier. Good combination by Marquez. Katsidis comes back with his own combination. Both men landing solidly, firmly, and cleanly in round 1.
Katsidis is being very deliberate. He's not yet shown that he wants to stick his head in Marquez's chest like a tulip bulb and stay there. And that's his best chance of winning.
Marquez's left hook a tiny bit low by the lights of Kenny Bayless. Very good referee. And you heard Bayless said, if you land on the waistband, that's a legal punch.
This is a very good technical fight right there. Both guys are punching short, crisp punches. You know, and I'm hoping that neither one of these guys get cut because both of them have a tendency to cut in the previous fights.
If there's one thing that's been revealing to me about round 1, Emmanuel, it's that Katsidis is holding his own, boxing with one of the world's best boxers.
Yes, but you know, but this way, but still Marquez is very, very sharp. I would say Marquez may have a little slight edge, but not that much to talk about. But he's holding up very well boxing.
There's the multiple punch creativity of Juan Manuel Marquez. Puts together combinations as well as anybody alive.
And what's good about Marquez as a fighter, he always likes to get the last of any exchange. That's what made him and Pacquiao have such great fights. And Katsidis has the same mindset. So this could heat up to be a very exciting fight in the next few rounds.
Marquez staying away and blocking the right, lands a right and a left to punctuate the round.
Sit down, mate, relax. Breathe in nice and deep. Just take your time. How's everything? Good? Mate, quite a nice start. Quite a nice start, okay? Give me one more. Okay. So all you got to do, keep your focus. Number 1, okay? Keep the eyes open, keep reading the shots for me, okay? Shift your line.
Insist on those right hands. Uppercut in the right. And then attack him to the body. That hook, that left hook to the body is going to hurt him. Lively. Be careful that he doesn't get you with a counter punch. Vaseline.
Well, the round looked a lot more even to the naked eye than the CompuBox numbers show it to be. CompuBox count, Marquez 27 of 68, 18 power shots connected to only 8 of 34 for Katsidis. It looked a little better than that for Katsidis as the round was going along. But I'm not going to argue with the CompuBox folks because Marquez does that. He has tremendous craft and he lands a lot of punches.
Yeah, his punches are very accurate punches too.
If he learned anything from the first round, Katsidis, it should be that he is not going to win this kind of a fight.
So what can he do to make it a different kind of fight?
He has to try to make it a brawl. He has to sell out, do everything possible to upset Marquez, lean on him, push him, bang him, make him uncomfortable.
Doing exactly what he's doing now is what you're saying.
Yes, yeah. he began about 10 seconds ago in the middle of Larry's comment about what he had to do.
No, he's not going to beat him in the boxing. He's going to have to take his short chances by being very physical in this fight.
Did you see the perfect left hook to the body by Marquez?
Yes,
His
and it was
placement.
perfect too.
He's got to make Marquez say, I don't want to have to deal with this stuff for 12 rounds.
And as I was saying, I just feel that Katsidis may be just a little bit stronger. Now he's fighting a good fight now. Even though Marquez may be landing the clean shots, it's making him work a little bit faster than he likes to work.
Katsidis is very concerted now in his effort to crowd Marquez, force the pace. This is pressure.
Yeah, he has no choice but to do this because he's going to get defeated easier if he stays outside there.
Right in there is where he's got to be.
Look at the perfection of Marquez's craft. Look at how he picks the target out and nails it 2 or 3 or 4 punches in a row. Good chopping right hand shot by Katsidis.
Yeah, Marquez is still picking his shots, controlling everything, but the pressure that Katsidis is putting on him is going to make him have to fight very hard.
This is the kind of thing that you could not have imagined Marquez doing when we saw him 10 years ago. He kind of dance away from everything.
He's done some perfect body shots. Those left hooks to the body, unbelievable.
Katsidis trying to chop with the left hook, put pressure on Marquez any way he can. If you watch Juan Manuel Marquez's face, you can almost hear him thinking his way through the fight.
Yes.
It's amazing to watch his focus.
Now the fight is turning out to be just what I thought it was going to be.
Look at the combinations. CompuBox reports that right there, you just saw the largest number of punches ever landed against Michael Katsidis in a single round.
Breathe in nice and
That's
deep.
the kind of fighter Juan Manuel Marquez is. If you missed the premiere, catch a replay of Real Sports. Among the stories, a look at UConn women's head coach Gino Auriemma, who's led the Lady Huskies to 7 national titles since 1995. December 15th, the next 24/7 series from HBO, Penguins Capitals road to the NHL Winter Classic. Follow both teams behind the scenes as they lead up to their New Year's Day matchup.
In the stand.
Gracias. Pero siempre entra con la cabeza, Juan.
Be careful with the head.
Párale la cabeza y no te va a hacer nada.
Stop his head, it won't do anything. I hear you.
CompuBox numbers in the second round. Michael Katsidis had a tremendous round. He landed 26 of 65 punches in that round. He boxed as well as he can box. Juan Manuel Marquez was 48 of 90 with 27 power shots connected. In other words, just as we said in the opening on camera, if you open up your offense to try to go after Marquez, you are opening his offense up as well.
And Marquez has landed some beautiful body punches, and they may take the effect. He's landed about 2 or 3 beautiful left hooks to the body in addition to a right hand to the body they landed.
Well, you need only to look at Katsidis and Marquez's bodies to see which is the stronger guy. Obviously, Katsidis has more muscle, but the sharpness of the punches is what punishes you over a period of time.
And even when Katsidis throws his right hand, you're looking at it more like a overhand short right jab type. He doesn't have the full power of right hand that extended straight through.
Hard left hook by Katsidis, and Marquez is on his butt.
And seriously hurt.
Tremendous shot. The biggest punch Marquez has taken since he fought against Pacquiao.
And Katsidis is going to be hard to hold off.
Michael Katsidis is thinking of his lost brother.
2 minutes left in this round.
He's fighting for 2, just as he told us. What an opportunity.
Remember that Marquez survived those 4 knockdowns by Pacquiao.
Katsidis caught him with a left hook again. Marquez momentarily wobbled. There's a right cross for Katsidis. Marquez is fighting rather than holding.
And Marquez is a very experienced fighter. Katsidis have to be careful himself.
Marquez is getting his bearings back. He's going to try to find an opportunity to go right back at Katsidis.
But
hard left hook by Marquez.
You remember Juan Diaz did the same thing to Marquez, and Marquez came back and stopped him. So you still have to be careful with him. He's a very dangerous puncher and very accurate.
Marquez thinks he has his legs back. We shall see whether he does.
Now's the time to go to his body, as he just did.
Katsidis is trying to land one more big left hook. That's the punch that started it all.
Marquez had been landing so many clean blows that he let his guard down and Katsidis poured through it, and now he's trying to pour it on.
Katsidis better throw some left uppercuts or something up through the middle. He's trying to shoot everything over top.
Katsidis' punches are traveling wider, and Marquez is finding opportunities up the middle. The more Katsidis got into it and thought he had the chance, the wider his punches went. That's not the way you beat Marquez. Good body shot by Marquez, trying to take the steam out of Katsidis.
Here you go, Marquez is coming back very much like he
right cross.
Same as he did with Diaz.
Firing away just as he did and coming back in the Diaz fight. What a round. What an amazing round 3 was.
That left hook, he's putting it in. I'm okay. Don't go in. He's getting in with that left hook. You just got a big one. He hit you hard in this round.
Okay, mate, while you got your eyes closed, I want you to listen to me. You're doing a wonderful job.
Here you see the knockdown. Katsidis goes underneath, comes up with a left hook, and really Marquez didn't do anything wrong. Just had his right hand down a split second in the middle of the exchange. Katsidis is a very good short puncher, just like Marquez.
The door was open,
Yeah,
and he barged in.
Yep, but at the end of the round, to me, it looked like Marquez was taking back control of the fight, as he's often did, even with the first
Well,
attack.
he's shown tremendous resilience, and I guess this might be a point to point out that it's very unusual for a fighter to be fighting at this high level at his weight class.
And so long.
And for so long, but smaller guys generally don't have these kinds of long careers, and to be at this level late in their careers.
Harold, what's your scorecard through 3?
Okay, Jim, I've got 2 rounds to 1, 28-28. All even at points, but 1 round in favor of Manuel Marquez. I gave Michael Katsidis an extra point in round 3 for scoring that knockdown. Jim, I swear to God, he hit him so hard, it looked to me like Marquez's head spun. But somebody said to me yesterday, they said, what's the sense of knocking Marquez down? He just gets up anyway. And that's what he did. He got up, took control of the fight at the end of the 3rd round. Anyway, all even 28-28.
Good right hand by Katsidis.
Yeah, but Marquez is taking control of the fight again now. His punches are placed better, and as I said, Katsidis doesn't have a strong right hand.
Well, we thought he had control of the fight when he got knocked down.
But I never was that really too excited, Sim, because I saw Marquez get out of trouble like that quite a few times.
Yes,
Well,
he does.
How's this for an amazing number? Marquez landed more power punches in the round.
I believe it.
He landed 22 out of 29. Katsidis 20 of 71. Marquez landed more punches overall in the round. Unbelievable. Nobody comes back like Juan Manuel Marquez comes back. His recovery power reminds me of that of Evander Holyfield.
In the same round. Not a round until later, the exact same round.
Even though they're fighting at extremely close quarters, you can still see Marquez's ability to pick out angles and targets and land with extreme accuracy. Katsidis is enormously energized and trying to bomb Marquez back to the Stone Age.
See the placement right there. Left uppercut through the center, then left hook to the ribs, and then move back with a jab.
Talking about Marquez and all
Marquez,
his craft.
Variety of punches, very crafty
But
fighter.
the question is, can they both survive this kind of a severe pace?
Yeah, Marquez.
The younger guy or the more solid guy, the guy who has the most capability, as Marquez does. Does he last 12 rounds like this?
I think he can, because he's landing more clean, effective punches that's going to take their effect. Well, Katsidis is coming in, but he's not landing that effective with his punches.
Right. The 37-year-old guy who has 58 fights looks at the moment like the fresher of the two, even though he was down in the preceding round. It appears to me that in the wake of the big knockdown on the left hook, Marquez has made a tactical decision to stay closer to Katsidis and shorten up his power.
Oh, my God.
He fought him closely in that round and won it.
Okay. Breathe in nice and deep. I'm going to tip it over the back. Breathe in nice and deep, relax. How's everything? Good?
That's right.
Nice and clear? Make sure that water don't come over the front. Okay, mate, listen to me again. We've got a couple simple instructions here. I want you to equal up your balance a little bit. We'll couple little adjustments, okay? You listening? Get your base down again, a little bit more swivel. Shift your lines, shift your head when he delivers a shot, okay?
Hombros, Juan.
Move your shoulders,
Colócalo
Juan.
bien.
Move your shoulders.
Y ya.
Place your punches.
Recto, abajo,
Jab,
derecha,
straight
arriba,
to the
recto,
body,
abajo,
straight up
gancho,
top.
arriba,
Straight to the body and left hook up top. But he's strong, you know that.
Vivo, boxealo, boxealo.
Combi box numbers through 4. Marquez 139 out of 268. Katsidis 70 of 236. Obviously, Marquez is going to win the Combi box numbers battle, no matter how long the fight goes tonight. In his first battle with Manny Pacquiao in 2004, Marquez went down 3 times in the first round. By the end of the fight, you had a draw, and one judge had Marquez winning it by 5 points. In his second fight with Pacquiao in 2008, he went down in the second round. At the end of the evening, that knockdown was the difference as Pacquiao essentially won the fight by a point in a split decision. Many ringsiders believe Marquez actually was the winner in both fights.
Not me.
Not me either. Not me either.
What's
But I do think the first one was a legitimate draw.
I have no quarrel with any with the decisions or with people thinking it went the other way. But when a fighter comes back as dramatically as Marquez did from the knockdowns, there's a natural tendency sometimes to give him more credit than he's actually earned.
Makes sense. Coming back from knockdowns is something he does exceedingly well. Good right-hand body shot by Katsidis. Since Katsidis isn't likely to be as accurate as Marquez upstairs, he'd do very well
Yes,
to the best of the body.
He needs the crowd get in very close. He throws his punches with his arms very short. He doesn't extend, so he needs to stay very close. Because if you give any room to Marquez, Marquez is going to land those perfectly placed punches.
And he's backing Marquez up now.
Yeah.
And trying to make him uncomfortable.
That's what he's got to do.
Brilliant left hook to the body by Marquez. At the height of his career, he was overshadowed for a long time by Marco Antonio Barrera and his great left hook, and Eric Morales. Barrera is now retired, but Morales is back to fighting again, and some people think Marquez may take a fight with him to settle the score after all those years and make some money.
If he doesn't get the Pacquiao fight.
It's funny, both guys are vulnerable for uppercuts. Whoever shoots the punch up with the center seems to always get the advantage.
Don't hold him down.
Good defense and picky shot.
It's becoming a phone booth fight. And a phone booth fight is a marvelous stage for the craftsmanship of a fighter like
Katsidis
Marquez.
needs us though. More so, even though Marquez fights good, Katsidis needs it because he doesn't place his punches that good, so he has to smother Marquez.
What an amazing offensive fighter Marquez
This is like the last round of the fight.
Listen deep. Suck him up. What round we got?
That's six. Hold it. On the 6. Then.
How's everything? Okay.
¿Está bien? No, todo bien. No tienes
We're
nada
good,
de
we're
corte
good.
más
We have
en
no
la
cuts,
boca,
nothing.
pero estás bien.
Just a little inflammation, nothing. You're good.
Si lo estás boxeando muy bien, Juan.
You're boxing him
Yo lo-
very well.
Here we see the different variety of uppercuts from both guys. Beautiful right uppercut from Katsidis. Right back with another beautiful right uppercut from Marquez. And,
Marquez credits in some part his success over his last half dozen fights or so to the regimen he uses of drinking his own urine for the nutrients. It's sort of been his personal fountain of youth. His own performance-enhancing drugs. And if he thinks that's what's helped him, that's all that matters.
He certainly has piqued your fascination with that, Larry. I don't know how many of us have actually gone on the web and researched the topic as you did.
I have Googled it all over the place. Found dozens of articles, pro and con. Just like this fight.
Katsidis. Crowd got excited about Katsidis' left hook. Marquez fired back with a combination.
Speaking of pro and con, that's what this fight is.
Katsidis is fighting a perfect fight because they say he's not that devastating a puncher, particularly with the right hand. But pressuring Marquez like this and making him fight at a very fast pace, it's the only way that he can win this fight, and he's doing a very good job at this point.
It's very hard to fight this kind of all-out aggression if you're not a big puncher.
And you're right, Larry.
Because you're going to get hit on the way in.
And that's what I'm concerned about as the fight goes on, that he gets tired. Because Marquez has good mental stamina going through the fight and can think and function very well in the late rounds. Now he's crowding Marquez because where he can have all the short punches he throws is being very effective, but he still has to be careful. In particular for uppercuts.
Juan Manuel Marquez has focused on the body in this round and has landed several brutal body shots to Katsidis' ribcage, trying to take some of the steam out of Katsidis so that he won't be in jeopardy the latter half of the fight. Katsidis landed a huge right hand. Marquez comes back with 3 left hands of his own.
This is the kind of fight we expected.
Intense. Fought in close quarters. Both fighters showing marvelous craft.
Watch your heads, watch your heads.
This is for the lightweight championship of the world and fully legit. Katsidis' right eye is beginning to close from the damage caused by Marquez's left jab and left hook.
Fortune favors the bold, and we have 2 bold warriors tonight.
You clear? Clear? Well, get a look on your face like you want to win the fight. Suck it up. You can go past this. You're breaking him slowly. You can go past this. But, mate, here, hungry, and you'll go past it. But don't go crazy. I want you to box, pressure, and do it. But I want that hunger in your eyes to do it, okay?
Throw those uppercuts, uppercut, hook to the body, then jab. And move your head, bob your head on the inside. Don't pull away. That's where you're danger. When you pull away. When you pull away, he catches you. Lively, Juan. Box him.
CompuBox numbers through the 6th round. Marquez is landing an average of 36 punches per round. He's landed 216 of them so far. Katsidis about half that many, 119. Harold, how do you have it through 6?
Okay, Jim, 58, 55, 5 rounds to 1, Juan Manuel Marquez. I tell you, Jim, head-to-head, toe-to-toe, they're both landing some tremendous shots, but in each and every round, except for the round that he got knocked in round 3, got knocked down in, Juan Manuel Marquez has just been out-punching Michael Katsidis. I mean, he just seems to get the best of him. I mean, he's going backwards, but his quick hands, his accuracy, just seems to be landing the cleaner, harder shots. Michael coming forward, landing real good hooks, but I still think Juan Manuel Marquez is winning this fight.
4 left hooks in a row by Katsidis. I gave the last round a 10-10 round.
Well, I tell you,
Katsidis is fighting as well as he's fought at any time.
Yes, he's fighting a great fight. Being very physical, bumping with his left shoulder, and staying very close.
Yeah, you heard that pep talk from Brendan Smith between rounds. You heard Smith say, give me a different look in the face, show me more desire. Katsidis responded to him. He has come out and thrown combinations and landed them.
I've been impressed, Emmanuel, by Smith the kind of explicit instructions he gives him.
I think he's giving him very good instructions. And he's followed them too. He's keeping Marquez short against the rope because Marquez is a bigger puncher, especially like that. It was clean punches, but just smothered him.
Take that hook. Take that hook out by going closer.
Don't push, don't push, don't push.
Shift your head to the other side, mate.
So Marquez very smart. Fighting a fighter keeps his hands up very high. So he'll maybe throw a punch up at the top and get his hands up. Then he'll snatch him to the body with a left hook. Making Marquez very uncomfortable here.
Just move it really quick. Walk in. Shorten it up, shorten it up.
You know, I'm not yet ready to say it's a great fight, but it's had a couple of great rounds in it, and the way they're fighting right now, this is remarkable stuff. I mean, they are showing incredible energy to be in the 7th round of a fight which has been fought at this pace.
Both of them, Jim, trained for 3 months for this fight. The normal training for fighters is 6 weeks to 8 weeks. They've been at it for 13 weeks apiece.
Look at the number of landed punches in the round. They're fighting within their styles. It's not a brawl. They're boxing at close range and landing 40 punches apiece. It's astonishing, frankly. Look at the accuracy of Marquez with those combinations inside.
That's the difference in the fight. The pressure from Marquez, but the accuracy of the punches is still Marquez. But took the left hook to the body.
But Marquez goes back to his corner, breathing very deeply. Maybe he's tired from punching.
December 11 is another big night for HBO Sports. First, it's the premiere of Lombardi, an in-depth documentary about the legendary Green Bay Packers coach. Then live boxing with Amir Khan taking on Marcos Maidana and Victor Ortiz facing Lamont Peterson. Well scheduled because, of course, boxing fans will remember Maidana is the guy who upended Ortiz summer before last.
Nice rolls. Look for the little opportunities. Put your head up and you take him to the right. Turn your right hand down, okay? Main thing now I want you to concentrate is focus, okay? Focus. Don't load all your shots. Don't go to sleep for any minutes of it because
Here you see Marquez, even with his back against the ropes, Crowder still landing accurate pinpoint punches, particularly the right hand. And that's been probably, I think, the difference in probably the offensive scoring in the fight. A lot of aggression, Katsidis, but the accurate pinpoint punches are still coming from Marquez.
In the astonishing 7th round, they combined to land 82 punches. 44 for Marquez and 38 for Katsidis. Katsidis threw 119 punches in the 7th. So the 3 months of training that Larry Bach talked about has shown up here tonight.
Maybe I'm making a mistake, but with the swelling above the right eye of Katsidis, I don't recall the trainers putting any ice or anything over there. I mean, I'm seeing him putting Vaseline all around his eyes, but never really dealing with the swelling of the eye.
The cut man in his corner is Nonito Donaire Sr.
But maybe he did, but I didn't see it when I looked at it.
That's another amazing thing about Marquez. You've seen all the bombs that Katsidis has landed. You've seen the good accuracy Katsidis has managed to construct on the inside against Marquez. And Marquez's face is largely unmarked. His eyes aren't swollen at all. How does that happen? Maybe it's because he drinks his own urine, Larry.
Well, but his right eye is a little bit closed. There's some bruises around there from those left hooks. He's taken a lot of punches.
No question. Left to the body, left uppercut. He can throw the combination the other way. He can throw the uppercut, then the left hook to the body. He can put a right cross behind it. He can put a right uppercut behind it. He can do almost anything.
I was just thinking, Jim, we've seen him down that I can recall 6 times. Once against Pereira, which was a punch but wasn't counted as a knockdown. 4 times with Pacquiao. And here in this fight. And it just speaks so highly of him that he just thinks, get up and keep going. And what's next is more important than what just happened.
He's an amazing fighter, and as I said at the beginning of the show, he's been fighting on this top level for so long, too.
Well, he has intelligence, he has courage, he has will, he has stick-to-itiveness, he has tremendous craft, and at the end of the day, he's Mexican to the core. So what else would you ask for?
But I'll tell you what Katsidis is really putting into the test tonight.
Tremendous. Just an amazing challenge from Katsidis. Michael Katsidis has done everything he could possibly do for 8 rounds against one of the greatest fighters in modern history. What a left hook upstairs by Marquez. Katsidis keeps firing away.
Major league stuff.
You gotta have heart, and you gotta be in condition to fight like they're fighting.
Clear? Clear, Michael? Mate, that was a good round of composure then. You kept that bit of pressure on it. It was very nice. And you didn't load every shot. It was lovely. First right uppercut you threw. It was beautiful. The weight was down. Lovely.
Use the water. Use the combinations to finish. Use the combination. Combine your punches, and you look very well. But he takes you, he pushes you and everything. You've got to close up those rounds.
Once again, you see Marquez back to the ropes, being pressured, but still landing the accurate pinpoint punches, which is amazing in the midst of being at such a short distance. Now he's placing shots to the body. And all of his shots are very well placed.
The 8th was a slow round. They only landed 59 punches between them. Katsidis had a slight edge in power shots landed, and you can see that Harold Letterman gave him the round. For the moment, it looks as though Marquez is content to slow the pace down. Marquez getting himself just a little breather at the beginning of the 9th round. Now Katsidis picks up the pressure again.
And the fighter here is trainer calling out instructions.
Yes.
Set it up and dig it in the body, mate.
Because Brendan Smith is talking to Katsidis throughout the round.
And also he's used to that voice, too. He's been hearing that voice so much in the gym, so he can hear that voice.
You give your fighters instructions during rounds, Emmanuel?
Nope, it's one thing I talk between the rounds, and that's about it. I do very little talking between rounds.
Marquez opening up again. He finds the target. Uppercut, uppercut, uppercut. There's blood trickling from Marquez' right nostril. He may have decided that he wants to step up the pressure.
Everybody up through the middle. That's where the most effective punches are.
Katsidis is tiring. His feet are starting to get sloppy, and his head is responding more to the punches. The crowd knows it. The crowd wants Marquez to come on. He's looking to finish. Watch the combinations flow.
He knows how to bring those shots up to the middle, too, when the guy's trying to clinch.
You're watching one of the greatest combination punchers ever to function in the sport.
For the most part, the fight is over.
He is certainly making his case for Pacquiao in this fight.
Is he ever?
The variety of punches from so many different angles where Katsidis can't even see them.
And Kenny Baylor stops the fight.
Great call.
What a tribute to Marquez. Baylor stops the fight with Katsidis still on his feet.
Great call by the referee, Kenny Baylor.
This ain't Dallas.
That wasn't a show of disrespect to Katsidis. That was a show of respect by Bayless. He was saying, you fought this well, you don't deserve to take any unnecessary punishment.
And Jim, after Pacquiao's devastation of Margarito, after Martinez's destruction of Williams, this fight, 3 in a row, pretty good.
Closing out to Europe, perfect. I mean, you can't ask for a better finish for it. 2010 and these 3 fights.
And don't forget the hero of the night,
Jason Litzau.
We'll talk about that in a moment, but we're going to have replays here which will show you how Juan Manuel Marquez closed the show, beginning with that uppercut, Emmanuel.
Yep, that's right. He mixes up his punches so much, especially once the guy's tired or either hurt. You can't figure out where the punches are coming from because he shoots them from all angles.
And Kenny Bayless, brilliantly incidentally, saw the same things that we saw in that round. Katsidis' feet getting loose, his head responding to the punches more than before, and Marquez stepping up the power and the accuracy. There was danger there, and Bayless ended the danger right there by stopping the fight.
But to go back to the fight, like when we had the fight in Dallas, Texas, Lawrence Cole, I thought, did the right thing. He could not have stopped the fight. That was a stoppage that should have came from the corner. Because when the fighter is throwing up, returning a punch, which was what Marguerite would do, very difficult for a referee to stop the fight.
Well, somebody should have.
Referee should have stopped it.
But that was another subject, Dallas. This was a great fight. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars on the outcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the MGM Grand, the contest comes to an end. But before announcing the official time, a round of applause for two fighters at 135 pounds showed us the best that boxing can be. Michael Katsidis, Juan Manuel Marquez. Referee Kenny Bayless steps in and calls a halt to the bout at 2 minutes, 14 seconds, round number 9. The winner by TKO victory, and still Ring Magazine WBA WBO lightweight champion of the world, Juan Manuel Dinamita Marquez.
The first 2 rounds were brilliant and physical and rough. In round 3, Michael Katsidis landed that perfect left hook, which deposited Juan Manuel Marquez on his trunks, and he looked to be in tremendous danger. But reminiscent of Evander Holyfield against Riddick Bowe in November of 1992, Marquez came back in the same round and wound up ripping Katsidis all the way to the finish of the round. Round 5, they were trading shots in close, fighting in a phone booth, and Marquez continued to flash his amazing punching accuracy with combination after combination. But a determined Michael Katsidis was keeping it close and keeping Marquez against the ropes, pressuring him, fighting him belly to belly all the way. Marquez kept coming back with the tremendous accuracy you saw there. And finally, in the 8th round, more of the same. The idea here is to show you what a tremendously intense, accurate punching, closely fought battle this was, won by a guy who wins those kinds of fights. If it comes down to the question of whether you can courageously apply your technique against a man who has brought his best game and pressure to beat you, bet on Juan Manuel Marquez. He knows how to do that as well as anyone in boxing.
I am impressed.
I'm impressed too. Let's go to Larry Merchant with the lightweight champion of the world.
Thank you, Jim. Congratulations, Juan Manuel. How hard was this fight?
Sí, fue difícil. Estamos peleando con el retador número 1 del mundo. Un peleador bastante fuerte, bastante difícil por su estilo. Entraba a tirar muchos golpes, pero bueno, supimos manejar la pelea, que incluso me sorprendió en el tercer round.
Yes, he was. He's the #1 challenger in the world, and we knew it was going to be a difficult bout. But it was so difficult that he even surprised me in the 3rd round.
Did you think you had hurt him and leave yourself open as you went in to punch him?
No, nosotros entramos bien con una combinación de golpes y me sorprendió con un gancho de mano izquierda, que es lo que estaba tirando más, y ahí en la esquina nos dijeron que tuviéramos cuidado con su izquierda.
We were coming in and we were doing good, we were doing our job, but he surprised me with that left hook, and then we went back into the corner and they would tell me, be careful with that left hook.
How hurt were you then?
No, me recuperé bien. Traemos una condición muy buena que me levanté y me recuperé muy rápido.
No, I recuperated well and we were in very good condition and I got up and recuperated well.
All right, let's take a look at that knockdown and you describe it.
Y descríbelo.
Sí, fue un gancho donde yo tiro una derecha, bajo la mano y ahí me sorprende. Tiré la derecha y no regresé la mano derecha a cubrirme y fue donde me sorprendió.
I threw the right, I didn't come back on my defense, and that's when he put it in. I didn't bring my right back on defense.
Were you ever concerned, momentarily even,
aunque fuese momentáneamente,
that he would be on top of you and that you could not recover?
que no te podías recuperar?
Sí, no, nosotros estamos conscientes que incluso cuando me tiró se fue a buscar el knockout, pero nosotros estábamos bien, moviendo la cintura, contragolpeando, y yo creo que hicimos un buen trabajo después de la caída.
We were very conscious of that, and we knew he was going to attack, and he did attack, but we worked our head, we moved our waist, and even though he caught me, we went beyond that.
Do you think that tonight
¿Piensas que esta noche
you made a convincing case
estableciste un caso
for you
convincente para
to
que tú
fight Pacquiao
pelear
again?
con Pacquiao nuevamente?
Toda la gente lo sabe sin descartar lo valiente que es Michael Katsidis, lo fuerte que es Michael Katsidis, pero yo creo que queremos una tercera con Pacquiao. Le está dando toda la vuelta, no quiere, y lo hemos demostrado con el trabajo.
We all know the hard work, and Katsidis is a great fighter, but we know that Pacquiao is been avoiding us. We put a lot of work into it, and the third one is what the public wants to see.
Every time you fight, it seems it's a plebiscite, an election for you to get another chance to fight Pacquiao because of how close those two fights were.
Eso es lo que hago yo, siempre me subo pensando en una tercera pelea con Pacquiao. Lógicamente tengo que vencer a mis oponentes, que son muy buenos, muy grandes, como Katsidis, pero bueno, ya lo hicimos y ojalá acepten una tercera pelea Pacquiao.
That's what I always do. I always come in looking for that, but we always have hard rivals, difficult rivals like Katsidis, but we always come in looking for a third bout with Pacquiao, and hopefully it'll happen.
Thank you again, and congratulations, Juan Manuel. Michael, you said you were going in with an A-plus fighter on top of his game. Did you see anything that told you any differently tonight?
No, it was a very polished performance by Juan Manuel. It's just one of those things, you know, and I got caught late in the fight, and you know, like, I gained experience from every fight, and what can I say, you know, I have to put, you know, all the credit to Juan Manuel Marquez. He did a great job.
Did the knockdown surprise you as much as him?
When I knocked him down? No, I always knew that it was on the cards, but he's a very experienced fighter, and there's no point rushing in and try and finish off the job. That's when he takes advantage the most. So look, you know, this is boxing, and this is what happened. I gained a lot of experience from that fight once again.
Well, it was a hard experience. Did you think you had him at that point? Did you think you had hurt him? Or did you know from his past experiences of knockdowns that was not the end of it?
Oh, very much so. He's a very experienced fighter, and I've seen a lot of guys come undone by rushing in and trying to finish him off. So I didn't do that tonight. I knew that I had to be patient with the guy, and unfortunately I got caught a bit later in the fight.
Was the plan from early on to stay in his chest as much as you can and hope that you could wear the old guy down?
No, like, he's a very experienced fighter, and I knew I had to vary it up a little bit. The plan could have changed at any time during the fight, but I feel that was working. I was coming home stronger than he was, and progressively I was getting right on top of the guy. So he's caught me during the fight, and he was able to get stopped.
How do you feel about yourself in this fight? Are you proud of yourself, how well you fought, or are you just terribly disappointed you couldn't win?
No, I'm not terribly disappointed. You know, I went through a lot to make it to this fight, and you know, look, I can do better once again. I've got a big heart, and I can always go better than that once again, and I'll unify the title one day, hopefully.
I don't want to be maudlin, but you yourself had talked about how you're in your brother and he is in you, and you're one. Would he be proud of you tonight?
Starthy, I love you very much, and I'm going to miss you, mate. And it was a hard thing just to make it to the fight tonight.
Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you very much. Jim?
Well, as Larry Merchant pointed out, it's been 40 days since Katsidis' older brother, Stati, an Australian jockey, passed away. He fought the fight in memory of his brother. And frankly, he fought as bravely as is possible to imagine.
I thought he fought a fantastic fight tonight, and he was really put to the test, too.
Let's take a look at CompuBox numbers, Emmanuel. And the CompuBox numbers, when Juan Manuel Marquez fights, tend to be absolutely amazing, and they are once again. He lands 52% of his punches. There aren't many fighters alive who've ever done it. He beat some pretty good numbers that Katsidis was able to put up. If you look at the power punch category, I'm sure you're going to see an even higher connect percentage for Marquez, but no, we're not going to see it. We're just going to show you total punches, but probably the power punch connect percentage was 55, 56, something like that. Punches landed on Juan Manuel Marquez, and you can see that Katsidis focused upstairs, did land 35 body punches, but look at the 37 times that Marquez hit Katsidis in the liver with his left hook. At the end of the day, that could be as significant as anything else in the fight. Equally as significant probably as the 182 times that he hit him on the chin, or the 84 times else that he hit him in the head. Those 37 body punches were part of the reason why you saw Katsidis give way the way he did in the final round. And Emmanuel, if that was Marquez's audition to fight Pacquiao, it's hard to imagine how he could have shown more.
No, I thought he fought the perfect fight, especially under the pressure that he was under. I thought he maybe had slipped. Changed my mind now. He looks just as good as ever. Amazing fighter.
But let's talk about the Pacquiao thing, because Manny's already made clear that if Juan Manuel Marquez were to get the fight and the chance to fight him, he'd have to come up to 144. Pacquiao has shown that he can fight as a welterweight. The one time Marquez went that high up in weight, he looked totally lost.
Well, I think if they fight, I think a good weight. I think Manny can still make 140 easy also. I think, to be fair, both of them have fought. And when you take the knockdowns out of the picture, actually Marquez has won more rounds than Manny. But the knockdowns, through the system, he lost. That one fight he had to drop it up. But take that out of the picture. I would love to see them two fight. I think that they both are pretty much in the same natural weight. I think that a good 140 would be a good limit for the fight.
Well, the public probably won't get to decide, but the public will be able to influence and have a voice in the process. What will they say, Larry?
Well, I think some of his fans here, it was about 103% in the polls of his fans that wanted to see the fight. I took a walk out on the strip earlier today, and I thought, okay, maybe I can find Floyd Jr. out here someplace. But my luck, he wasn't out there, and nobody has been able to find him. And as long as they don't, the conversation is going to revolve around others, and of the others, the fighter we saw tonight surely is on the top of the list. Not only because he's such a wonderful fighter and has the background, Marquez, but that Bob Arum, the promoter of Pacquiao, and there are problems between the promoters, but he used to always say it's about the Benjamins, and when Pacquiao's fighting, it's about the $1 million Benjamins. And this is the guy who could probably generate, outside of Mayweather, the biggest bunch of money, the biggest pile of Benjamins. And I just want to throw one other name out there for later in the year, Saul Alvarez, the unbeaten young welterweight star of Mexico. I was in a restaurant today and some woman said, what about that kid with the freckles and the red hair? Saul Alvarez.
Okay, so here you are once again functioning as a sort of off-the-wall matchmaker, right? The crazy idea you came up with for Pacquiao to fight De La Hoya, and your new wacky idea is that Pacquiao fights Saul Alvarez. Or the winner of Pacquiao Marquez fights Saul Alvarez, right?
You got it.
I think you have less chance of seeing this one come true, but who knows? I never bet against him. It's been an unusual evening. Let's go back to the beginning of this triple header. Celestino Caballero of Panama, who's moved up in the past year from 122 all the way to 130, looking for opposition, expect to simply walk over Jason Litzau. But Litzau, with what he recognized as the chance of a lifetime, fought with spirit, fought with heart, and beat a poorly prepared Caballero in a giant upset. Andre Berto was supposedly auditioning for a Pacquiao fight himself. It wasn't a long audition, as in 2 minutes, 7 seconds, he put Hernandez away with that right cross. And then Juan Manuel Marquez and Michael Katsidis fought one of the most amazing fights we've seen in recent years. A high-pressure, high-octane, fist-to-fist battle from the beginning. in which Katsidis flattened Marquez in the third round and then himself was wasted ultimately by the multiplicity of punches landed by the sport's #1 combination puncher, Marquez beating Katsidis. If you missed any part of tonight's telecast, you can catch it in its entirety at the dates and times listed below. For more, go to HBO.com. Here's another reminder about December 11th. First, it's the premiere of the documentary Lombardi, an on and off the field look at the legendary Green Bay Packers coach. Then live boxing with Amir Khan taking on Marcus Maidana and Victor Ortiz facing Lamont Peterson. Next on HBO, it's Bored to Death, followed by Boardwalk Empire on the East Coast and the premiere of Leap Year on the West Coast. And now for our entire crew, I'm Jim Lampley saying good night and happy Thanksgiving from Las Vegas.
This has been a presentation of HBO Sports.